Hey everyone, this will be a channeled message and a reading for you for your highest good. My name is Jess. Welcome in, make yourselves nice and comfortable, and I'm very excited to take you through the cards today. This is a pretty interesting reading. So what I've done for this reading is I kind of did, let's say, a modern take on the Celtic cross. And the Celtic cross traditionally, and the way that I intended to do it when I pulled this first card, is that the first card is meant to be upright. It is meant to represent your current energy, the energy that you are in whenever this reading finds you. And right away, the reason I started saying that this is a very interesting reading is because the very first card that I pulled, instead of coming out upright, came out completely sideways. Now, this card, just to, give you guys some context, is the Knight of Wands. But let me tell you about sideways cards for a moment. Many of you guys who have been following my readings know that I love when sideways cards come out, because what that tells me is that whoever I'm reading for, so you in this case, you have a lot more influence over the situation than you might think. When a sideways card comes out, it is a very volatile card. It means that the card can go upright, or it can go reverse, or it can kind of just stay in this in-between state, depending on your actions. And so, with the Knight of Wands coming out in a sideways position, what is really happening here, first of all, moving might be very significant for you guys. You might actually be finding yourselves in a situation where you are being maybe presented with the option to move, or you're thinking about moving. This could be moving jobs, moving, from one, physical location to another, from one country to another, one city. Or it could also just be more metaphorical. It could be about moving out of stagnation, moving into your destiny, moving into a different way of doing things. So whatever that is, I love that your present energy is coming out in the sideways position, because this shows me that you have a lot more influence and control over your current state than you might be thinking you do. Now, this card is clarified from the Animal Spirit deck by the Butterfly Upright. So this makes total sense, because the butterfly upright, number one, butterflies fly, right? So the whole moving concept, the concept of going from one state to another, from that caterpillar to the butterfly, from a complete metamorphosis and transformation is very, very applicable here. By the way, I keep seeing threes. I saw 33 seconds, I just saw 303. So 3 could be very significant. There could also be something about March, right? January, February, March. Also the 3rd of the month could be very significant. Also the letter C. I always kind of correspond those, but there's something very particular about the letter C right now. That could be actually the place that you're moving to. I just heard Colorado. Yeah, that's all that's coming out. And now 333 on the clock for confirmation. I'm also noticing these 3 pyramids over here. So definitely 3 seems to be a very big sign or message or number for somebody. So when the butterfly comes out, the thing about the butterfly is that it's very, very fragile, right? Like butterflies, when you find yourself in a present moment butterfly situation, you're really being asked to ground yourself in what you know. There's some sort of saying, some sort of message that is about, the way to face uncertainty in life all around you is by creating certainty of who you are and what your values are, and what you stand for within you. And so that's really the message that is coming out with the butterfly for me right now. Now, as I was mentioning, the element of air, right? The butterfly being a creature of the air has a lot to do with the heart, right? Because the heart chakra, the element is air. And air is it's an energy of give and take. If you think about oxygen, right? We inhale, we exhale. So there's kind of this energy where you're needing to, with that butterfly card coming out, you're really being asked right now to, with all of the changes that are going on in your life, to have this element of a daily routine or something, again, that quote about there being a lot of change all around you and you needing to solidify what is true within you, that feels very, very important for some reason right now. So for some of you guys, the way to get through this change, to stay enthusiastic, to stay passionate and excited is going to, ironically, be about creating some sort of routine. Now, the cards that are crossing this, so the next cards, on the tarot side, we have, and this is a card, by the way, that is meant to come out sideways, okay? So we have the Eight of Wands, and we also have the Lamb spirit. Now, let me start with the Lamb. The Lamb is a card that points to prophetic wisdom, specifically the wisdom within. So this card, to simplify it, is about meditation. It's about listening to that small, still, intuitive voice. I'm hearing that for some of you guys, you have decisions coming up. Financial decisions, decisions about moving, jobs, etc. And that, there's this voice inside of you that's kind of whispering to you. But the only way for you to be able to hear that is if you go into this space of meditation. I'm also hearing 55. I just heard the number 55 and saw it in my mind's eye. So there's something very interesting. Could also be May 5th or just 55 in general. I'm actually seeing quite a few angel numbers. I'm seeing 7s, I'm seeing 5s, I'm seeing 3s. I'm even seeing 4s. So take that as you will. You could, you know what it is? I think I understand. Okay. I think that there are a lot of intuitive signs being, I just wanted to say thrown at you, but it almost feels like you're missing some of them because there's too much external noise around you, too many changes, too much going on. And I almost get the feeling that you're sort of scared to slow down. Like, I want to tell you that the energy at the bottom of all this, and I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but I'll cover all the cards, don't worry. The energy, okay, you know what? Let's even go back to that Eight of Wands, the energy that's crossing you. When this comes out sideways, this can be, look at how these wands are so perfectly parallel, right? So this could be an energy of all of those arrows lining up perfectly, right, toward your target, and of momentum and speeding up in a very, very positive way. But when it's in reverse, can be a card of chaos. And so this is where the Lamb really comes in here. It's asking you to still your body, to still all of the external factors, to go with it. And it almost seems like these angel numbers and these signs are so clearly being given to you, and that you are maybe having some trouble identifying them. Now, where is this coming from? So back to this Nine of Wands. This is someone who has had to do it all themselves. This is someone who has had a lot thrown at them, had to do a lot of reparenting, a lot of defending, a lot of just self-defense is really the energy I'm getting here. And so it almost feels like you are the kind of person who has had a lot of, I want to say unwelcomed surprises is the word that's coming out here. Unwelcomed surprises. And because of that, you kind of have your guard up. And because of having your guard up, it's really difficult for you to do the much needed, peaceful, prophetic, internal reflection. And this Lamb card is your winner card. It's the card that is needed right now for you to be able to hear that guidance that is coming in. Do you see how this is all fitting out? And I'm looking at the past, like why? Why are you so defensive? Why has it been so difficult for you? And the clarifier for that past position is this Ten of Wands reversed. The Ten of Wands is a card of carrying burdens. We also have the Firefly coming out in reverse. And so, this is definitely a message of being burnt out, of having a lot of obstacles. We have that Elephant coming out in reverse as well. And then we have that Queen of Wands who is like kind of sideways, kind of like, and what I'm hearing with this is that you have had to put your self-care as your last priority. And Spirit really needs you to change that right now, okay? Next card we have coming out is this Wheel of Fortune reverse. This energy is kind of telling me that you are fighting the current. It's like the wheel wants to spin. Spirit wants to help you. I'm really hearing a very interesting message with that Eight of Wands here. Let us help you. Let us help you. Let us do it for you. This is like divine intervention wants to occur, but because of your past conditioning with that Nine of Wands, you're like, no, I can't let go of the wheel. Spirit is saying that your greatest strength and freedom with this Horse card coming out is going to come from the sea turtle, from your ability to go with the flow and the current of life right now and to create a home wherever you go, right? The sea turtle wears its home on its back and it kind of floats around with carrying this ancient wisdom with this ability to create this humble abode wherever it goes. It's not a card of necessarily landing, of settling in, of, having this, I keep hearing housing is very important. It's more of a card of being able to be on the go and to move with the current, to move with the flow, to move with that wheel, to allow life to take you where it wants to go. I'm also seeing that the throat chakra is that's so interesting. I'm saying throat chakra pointing to my heart. Okay. There's somewhere in your life where you, in the very near future, after finding this reading, you are going to be in a position where you must speak up about yourself in order to adapt, okay? We have that Tower card coming out in reverse, in order to break free from limitations, from victim mode, and to actually create balance in your life, right? With Temperance. You are going to be called to speak up and use that throat chakra of yours. The black egg refers to the throat chakra. What's interesting about how I pointed to my heart when I said throat chakra is that the real, purity of the throat chakra comes from its direct bridge and connection to the heart. Now, what is Spirit recommending for you to do at this moment? I want to actually pull a clarity card for this. So I'm just pulling from the Bach flowers. What is Spirit? Okay, this is interesting. We have Heather coming out in reverse. So Heather, when it comes out in reverse, is the flower of people who try to speak a lot, right? To get their point across. They fight to be heard. And so there's an energy here where you're being asked to stop with the confusion, stop with the illusions, stop with the being indirect when it comes to your speaking of your truth, and to really take on the energy of the upright Heather, which is clear speaking. And that can only happen when you are aligned and when it comes from your heart. So that's a very, very big message here. There's also this Panther spirit coming up. And the Panther spirit is a very interesting card. It comes up when you're literally being asked to completely annihilate everything that's getting in your way, all this confusion, and to pick an option and stick with it. And again, the way to do that, I'm really being drawn back to that turtle card here, is to create a sense of home within yourself. Okay, so what is Spirit's guidance here for you? So the first card coming out for this guidance card, was the Seven of Cups. Pick an option, get clarity within yourself. The next one is the Five of Cups. There's somewhere in your life where you're being asked to shed this old skin, to let go of the disappointment, and to allow yourself to move on. Again, this energy of allowing, I keep going back to that Eight of Wands that was coming out in reverse. In its sideways position. It's like the whole theme of this reading seems to be Spirit is asking you to allow them to create this beautiful momentum, this divine intervention that needs to take place. To let go of your defenses, wherever that Nine of Wands card was. To let go of some of that past conditioning and to allow Spirit to remove all the energies that are just not working for you right now. To create direct focus and clarity so that you can see clearly, the owl, so that you can see beyond just the physical. The next card of advice from Spirit is this Nine of Cups, okay? This is asking you, first and foremost, I'm hearing gratitude is super important. I'm also hearing to have a more positive outlook. When in your life have you allowed Spirit to take the wheel, and when has it worked out for you? You know, the Nine of Wands comes up when we're kind of like, look at his defensive posture, right? We've had to fight so many battles ourselves that we forget what it's like to allow Spirit to make it magical. And that's such a big theme here. I'm hearing to make it magical. Allow Spirit to speak through you. Allow Spirit to work through you. Allow Spirit to enchant you. Allow Spirit to show you how good it can get. Your final outcome card, guys. Your final outcome card is this. How interesting. So we have the Ten of Cups coming out on the tarot side, right? This is every single wish fulfillment that you could possibly think of. This is all your dreams coming true. And what's so super interesting about this card is that they're not facing us. And the reason they're not facing us, at least in this particular reading, is because they trust that Spirit has our back. And the hyena card coming out here is telling you that, you know, the hyena is kind of the jokester, right? The hyena comes out when, you know, those people who are very sarcastic, that they try to make a joke out of their lives before, you know, just in case it doesn't work out. So an example, someone who applied for their dream job, they might say like, oh yeah, you know, why would they want me? Or I'm trying to think of a good example here. Like, you know, worst case, if I don't get the job, like just, I can't even think of examples because my brain just doesn't work that way. But it's like just not taking yourself seriously and trying to make a joke out of it and trying to like, almost like avoid or risk embarrassment. The hyena comes up to say, you know what? Take your dream seriously. Take your dream life seriously. No more making a joke out of this. This is serious business. But what you're being asked to be serious about is not the defensive position. It's about your partnership to Spirit. So I want to go ahead and I want to just get a couple Archangel cards. I know that reading was a little bit all over the place. This energy is really chaotic, I'm not going to lie. It took me a while to even sit down or whatever, stand up and do this reading because of all the messages coming through. Okay, already we have Jophiel coming out. Let's just get another Archangel. Perfect. Okay, I saw that Orion wanted to come out, was at the bottom, but now it's really, really coming out. Okay, so here's the thing. Jophiel is the Archangel who governs our kind of the voice of our intuition and the voice of our egos. And so what I'm hearing here when Jophiel is coming out, her card is about, and her energy is about trusting the unfolding. You are being asked right now to go into that meditative energy, the voice of stillness, and to ask Archangel Jophiel to silence the voice of your ego so that you can hear and listen to and be guided by the voice of your intuition. When you're doing this, Archangel Orion is appearing to tell you to stay very focused on manifesting, on the outcome that you want to manifest. So that would be that Ten of Cups energy. So what is Spirit's message for you today? Spirit's message is that Spirit wants to take the wheel. And, you know, I'm hearing that it's been hard for you in the past. You've had to defend yourself, and it's been hard for you to trust that Spirit can handle this. But it's time now to silence that protective ego, fearful voice with the help of Jophiel, to trust the unfolding, to trust your ability to make choices that are based on love, that are based on you navigating through life using joy and love and fulfillment as your compass. And with that in mind, to really keep that 10 of Cups energy in mind as you do so, so that Orion, the energy of Orion, which is the energy of manifestation, of all your wishes come true, can really propel your life. And I keep hearing these words like propel, catapult, these energies that have to do with that Eight of Wands momentum card, because that's really, whenever this reading finds you, that's really the energy that you're being asked to allow. It's like when momentum wants to come in, when divine intervention wants to come in, you don't want to be the one stopping it. It's going to create conflict and chaos if you try to stop it. But if you can allow it, and if you can keep yourself focused on that 10 of Cups, fulfillment, whatever it is that you want to create in your life, then I'm hearing magic is possible. So that is the energy, that is the message that wants to come through today. I hope that was useful, I hope that helps, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Bye.